Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. Today I'm getting reviewing the 1991 film Point Break. I know there's a remake coming out soon, but this is the original one we're going to be talking about today. This is the Catherine Bigelow directed 1991 version of Point Break. So in this movie, you guys, Keanu Reeves is a young FBI agent who is asked to go undercover to basically rat out these surfers who are a group of bank robbers. They have this long, successful string of these bank robberies they were able to commit and be successful with. And so basically, they need somebody young and somebody who can really blend in with these surfers so they can get as much information as they can so that the FBI and the police can hopefully arrest these bank robbers once and for all, since they've stolen money from tons of banks. They dress up as ex-presidents of the United States. You know, one of them is Ronald Reagan, one of them is Richard Nixon, um, one of them I think is Gerald Ford. So basically, they're all these ex-presidents of the U.S. and throughout the course of the film, Keanu Reeves tries to establish some trust with these guys so the FBI and the police can better track them and figure out how they can arrest them. And Keanu Reeves himself has to figure out, how he can fit in and how, if they do find out, how can he not get killed in these situations. And basically, the film's all about trust and figuring things out and just how are they going to arrest these bank robbers who seem to be really successful with these bank robberies and they're able to get away and yet they're able to go off and do all these surfing trips. So the film's basically all about figuring all these things out. So overall, guys, I liked Point Break a lot. I know some people say it's one of the best bank heist films ever made. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I really like the movie. I think it's definitely an accomplished, really good Catherine Bigelow film that definitely, started her off on a good foot in the film industry business. I think James Cameron executive produced this movie, and I know the two of them had romantic relationships at one point. But yeah, definitely a really good movie. And then I guess I'm going to go to positives and negatives. So for my positives of Point Break, I thought the action scenes and the robbery scenes were all very well done. Bigelow really knows how to film really good, action scenes and really makes us feel like we're either the hostages in the bank robbery situation or we are the bank robbers. She is able to do a lot of good perspective shots of just where everything is and just how, these bank robbers are able to escape these situations, and it all feels pretty believable for the most part. Um, and once again, Bigelow does a great job with this. I also like Patrick Swayze's surfing group in the movie. Patrick Swayze plays a character named Bodie in the movie, and he has this surfing group who helps him with these bank robberies, and just a really fun group. They all have these fun little characteristics about them. So I really liked in the script. I really liked how those characters felt unique in their own little individual way. Another positive of the movie is I liked all the undercover scenes when Keanu Reeves is either figuring out more about these bank robbers or goes undercover for something else with Gary Busey, who's kind of his partner in all these situations. Um, just fun undercover scenes, and once again, Bigelow really makes us feel in the situation, like if he's in a house where all the shootouts are happening. She really makes us feel like we're in the shootouts with Keanu Reeves or we're in there with Gary Busey, and it really feels in your face and right in there, and you're right with the characters. And I think it really works quite well. There's also skydiving scenes in the movie, and I think one thing that's still kind of controversial to this day is did Patrick Swayze really jump out of that plane, or was that a stunt double? Or because there was stunt doubles in the movie, but Bigelow once again is very good about making us believe that some of these stunts or some of these scenes really are Keanu Reeves or Patrick Swayze or Gary Busey doing these really dangerous things. And even though some of that was done with stunt doubles, it really all feels believable and that we are really feel like we're watching that same person doing these things. And so I think the skydiving scenes were really incredible as far as that goes. And there were some parts of the skydiving scenes too. We really don't feel like we're in a green screen room anywhere or we're in a Hollywood studio anywhere. They for the shots that weren't out there skydiving, they really feel like we're out there with these characters doing the skydives with them, and it really feels very impressive. Gary Busey's character also had these really funny one-liners throughout the movie. The one that I really liked in this was he's like, "You better not be getting any babes." When Keanu Reeves was in trouble at the beach with these, guys who were trying to beat him up. He just had these fun little one-liners in the movie. Like there's a scene where um, him and Keanu Reeves are watching this bank that they think that these bank robbers are going to get to next, and he basically doesn't panic at one point during it and just asks Keanu Reeves to go get him a meatball sub down the street. Just really funny one-liners like that. Um, so I know Gary Busey kind of has a bad rep now, but for this movie in particular, I thought his one-liners worked quite well. For my negatives of Point Break, and I really hate to hate on a movie that has a lot of love going for it, but for me, there was some negatives I had with it. One of them is that I thought the first half of the movie spent a little too much time with the surfing. I loved all the heist scenes in the movie. Like I said, like just a second ago, I was sharing all my positives about the bank robbery scenes and how the surfing group was fun and how the undercover scenes and skydiving scenes were all very fun. But I thought the first half of the movie at least spent a little too much time with the surfing. It really felt like they were doing an overkill with it. That the bank robberies were just kind of kept for the last portion of the movie, and that we kind of had to go through all these surfing scenes that really go on for quite a long time just for us to get to those really cool bank robbery scenes. So that's one aspect of the movie I think that could have been improved. Um, I also feel that Point Break, the movie, feels a little longer than it really is. For being, I think it's only a 2 hour movie. Yeah, for being a 2 hour and 2 minute movie, it really feels a little longer than that. So I don't know whether that means the pacing's off or they spent too much time with certain things and certain aspects of the script for this movie. But the film does feel a little longer than it really is, and I don't know if that's a pacing thing or once again that goes back to the surfing thing in the first half where they really spend a lot of time with the surfing, and I really don't understand why there was so much time spent on that when we could have had some more bank robbery scenes that were really impressive again. I also thought the ending of this movie was a little abrupt and unanswered. I know the ending probably was always meant to, feel unanswered and have a little bit of mystery to it. But to me, it felt a little bit abrupt. It felt a little bit unanswered. I felt like I didn't have all the information I needed to come to my own conclusions with the ending. Um, so the ending for this movie kind of bothered me a little bit. So overall, I'm going to give the original Point Break from 1991, directed by Catherine Bigelow, an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a very good movie with some great robbery scenes, with great undercover scenes and skydiving scenes. And Gary Busey's one-liners are great, and Patrick Swayze's surfing group was a lot of fun. But the first half does spend a lot of time with surfing again. Really didn't care for that. The film felt a little longer than it needed to be, and the ending felt a little abrupt and unanswered. And I think something could have been done about that. So 8.5 out of 10 for me. Really good movie. Like I said, I had those nitpicks with it, but if you haven't seen Point Break, definitely see this one. I have no idea how good or bad the remake's going to be, but this is a good movie. So at least the original one was. So if you haven't seen Point Break yet, I recommend it. It's a pretty good movie.